Hi, this is Adam Wolf, and welcome back to this month's segment of Rule the Tool. This month we're going to be talking about the ViPR. And I love a ViPR, which is invented by a friend and mentor named Michel Dolcor, who is now the founder of the Institute of Motion. And Michel really founded and solidified for me that thought process of loaded movement training. And we're loading movements rather than muscles. Your body doesn't know what a muscle is. That's the reality. And so we can use these various tools, if we do it right, to load the motion appropriately. A ViPR is a great way to create all sorts of stability throughout my body. I really like ViPRs because I can tie it to what I think about as fascial lines, or combinations of tissue that work together to control motion. So if I've got this and I want to load this posterior X, let's say, which we'll say is my left glute, thoracolumbar fascia, and right lat a little bit. I can do that, man, in a million ways. I could just be right here, and if I just kind of squat from this 1.5 foot stance position and I punch, I'm lengthening that, loading that movement of that left glute, thoracolumbar fascia, and right lat together. I can do that in various positions. I can punch at knee height, I can punch at waist height, I can punch at shoulder height. All are going to create different reactions, all of which are that posterior line, or that posterior X, working together. So this is a great strategy to be able to load some of those particular movements through 3 planes of motion. Obviously, I can punch this thing in different positions. One of the things I like about it is I can take a really basic movement and perform a shift with this. They'll talk about being able to tilt this thing. I can translate it, I can tilt it, I can shift it, I can do all sorts of things. So, you know, a common pattern we all need to do is a squat pattern. Right, and so to get into this squat pattern here, whether I'm using a weighted stick or the ViPRs, which I recommend, is to get into this position. If I hold this right here and I squat, what happens if I just shift this off to the one side or the other? As I come back, all of a sudden there are reactions in my body, and my quote-unquote core is having to control some of these motions as I go and do some of these squats. Here's 2 foot, here's the same motion with my left foot, having to stabilize a little bit. Here's the same motion with my left foot having to stabilize all the way. Okay, so we can create these tilting and these shifting effects to create motion through the body. So the ViPR is a great way to do it. That tilt is a good one. Try that squat from various foot positions and just that shift off to one side or the other.